Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming back. The ones of you who coming back and for the lovely comments. And also thank you for the new subscribers. Welcome to this page. You are all very appreciated. Thank you. Today I decided to do video about my 40 years on fruit. I think it's a good number to celebrate in a way, and even I celebrate every day. And uh, that's just how I am. I don't do traditional birthdays, Christmas, Easter, all those traditional celebrations. I celebrate every day. So, first thing I want to tell you, because nobody knows my story and they may be new people, I just want to say I always loved fruit. And if the choice was mine, I would live on a fruit as far my memories goes. And as my mom told me when I was born, I didn't want uh, her milk or any other milk. But she was smart cookie, and at the time she figured out I would drink fruit juice, so she would give me fruit juice, and then she will mix the milk in it and increasing the milk volume. Anyway, so when I come to Australia, escaped communism when I was 28 years old, and or 27 because it took almost a year to come in here, and I mean to final destination, which is Australia, and when I came in here, I escaped communism. The fruit was very scarce, like, of course, the tourist places like Prague and the, the spa bath, big spa bath towns, very famous ones. Certain fresh produce shops would have sometimes even pineapple or, but nothing big, or coconut. But it was still rare. But the truth is, in the big cities, famous by the tourists in communism, there was more variety of fruit to choose from. But if you live in just some village or even outskirts of the big city, you will have to travel in the middle, in the heart of the city to to chase the variety. Anyway, I didn't know that. I grew up in a village, and when I grew up, I learned that, and I was already adult. I didn't live with my parents, and my dream was to drive the car so I can travel around looking for a good fresh fruit, for the quality, for the variety, and because I'm weak in my body, I can carry 3 kilograms, 4, 5 max, but that's too much. That's only for very short distance. So that was not the reason I want a car. And so I done it. Well, I was first married. When I got 18, I got married. So my husband was driving and he would take me whenever I want to. But uh, when I left him because he was naughty, I left him and the first thing was to have a driving license so I can drive myself around and look for the fruit. But it was still very difficult and scarce to be successful with it. But I was happy anyway because I had a car. I can put the shopping in. I don't have to carry it on a bus stop and only a little bit. I can shop as big amount I want. Even I can't carry it. I can go as many times back in a shop and grab as much I can carry. So I was real fruit enthusiastic. I lived in a way a lot for the fruit alone because I loved it so much and there was hardly any around, especially in the end of autumn and throughout whole winter. Snow everywhere. There is not even grass to chew on or some flowers to munch on, nothing, just the snow. Today they hardly have a snow, they have just frost. Anyway, so when I come to Australia, I saw fruit everywhere. I was so excited and so many fruits I never seen before. And also the fruit was one of the cheapest food you can buy. Well, excluding raw oats, rice, and all those typically very cheap. What do you call them? Food, kind of food. And uh, it's a storm. It's getting really. Yesterday, big storm, big rain. It comes suddenly with big wind. Today it seems to be more gentle. Anyway, so now I don't know where was I with that. Yeah, car driving everywhere, buying fruit. It still wasn't good there. And in Australia, the fruit was the one of the cheapest food. And there were everywhere we go, fruit shop on every corner, in every supermarket. I mean, yeah, in every supermarket there was fruit session, there was uh, just fruit shops and big fruit markets. One of them, Flemington Fruit Market in Sydney, and there was Duffy's that was in a city, and on places like that, the fruit was so cheap that we were saving, me and my ex-husband, at that time my husband, he's still in a touch by the way, we chatting sometimes on a messenger because he found me not so long time ago, but that's a different story. And we managed, he eats everything now. And we, uh, we used to also travel because of me from shop to shop because I look for the most yummy and the best specials. And there was so much fruit altogether fresh produce on the market, on the specials, anywhere, in any shop with the fresh produce. They used to have a big section. They call it reduced price or quick sale, or it was differently named in different places. But because fruit is alive, and once it's ready to eat, it's some of fruit last for a long time, like citrus, melons, if they healthy and don't get rotten very quickly or with some disease. Then it's just some fruit lasts longer, some must be eaten almost right away, like berries. They go very quick. And bananas go very quick. Once they develop those dots, it takes few days, and then they getting more like liquidized inside, really mushy and dark and very sweet and juicy. So in those old days, they used to sell it for very small price. Today, you it's very rare to see, because I observe with the time everything is organized in a way you can get, I can get, the customers can get nothing cheap, because then they ignore the expensive stuff. That's what I heard many years before about when I was in Germany. I saw so many empty apartments and houses, and I say, why is that? And the answer was, because it's expensive, people can't afford it. But if we make it cheap, then we don't make so big money, because we still make bigger money to rent less apartments or houses for more money than more places rent for less money. So this is similar. It's a business move. People call it smart business. I call it bit differently. But business is business, and it's illegal. You can put price or sell whatever you want. You can put price whatever you want. True is, some prices are regulated, but if you don't know, you wouldn't know what is the top price for a certain product. So you wouldn't even know sometimes if you overbuying or underbuying. This is aloe vera. I was today doing. I make a video soon about it. Even when we travel later on, me and my ex-husband, when we come to Australia, there were so many stalls. Fruit was so cheap, you can buy a whole bunch, buy that back of, big like this, long like this bunch of uh, lady fingers banana just from people's gardens. They have it there by the gate with the honesty box. Whole bunch like this of bananas, $2. Very cheap, very cheap. Today, Kilo of bananas, $7. Kilo of tomatoes, $12. A kilo of oranges, depends, around $6. And so on. Before it would be 50 cents kilo, 40 cents kilo. Not so long time ago, I used to buy boxes of grapes, 10, 10 kilo of grapes for $8. That's the kilo. And that's just before I met mango. I mean, before mango came to Australia. Oh, around that time, the prices start creeping up very, very obviously. And after the world flu, the the prices just sky went up to sky and sky high. And uh, because Mango used to do shopping before, because I wasn't really well and he was doing shopping for last 5 years. I never pay attention to the prices. Mango was managing money. I wouldn't even know what everything cost. Mango would only tell me the prices go up and so on. But now when I do shopping myself, I can't believe sometimes when I get the bill. It's like always like, what? What? Anyway, so I start eating fruit very soon. I arrived to Australia and the new things and everything was so yummy. And till today, when I go back in my memories to those moments when I ate, for example, for the first time, what was it like? Rock melon, honeydew melon. Um, almost every fruit. All I knew was apple, pear, banana, cherries. True is, there is some fruit from Europe I can't get here and I really miss. But, you can't. I learn I can't have never, doesn't matter where I am, everything I would like to have. But yeah, when I was healthy, I have no any problems. I felt full of energy. I slept well. I have a good appetite. My digestion worked well. And I have no concern as far well-being goes. But when I decided purely out of ethical reasons, which was not to kill the plant, but just take what it gives me, that plant, that's its fruit, I so loved that idea because I was wondering about that for a while, how to eat, what to eat. So I put as least effort if I need to grow my food and also eat in a way is aligned with my ethics. Soon as I discovered it's a fruit, was on the top of my roof, I was so happy because it was my favorite fruit. And imagine if your favorite fruit is, for example, whatever it is, something cooked and not healthy, not very good for you. But if you learn that's the best thing for you to eat, something you really love to eat, I'm sure you would be also on the top of the world. I didn't have a clue how, and I didn't even worry or care about saying to myself, well, if I eat only fruit, I may not have enough minerals. Where I go and get B12? I have nothing of those concerns because I was almost blank page as those things goes. Of course, I knew there's vitamins. Also, I knew because it was common when I was kid, people used to say fruit is very good for your well-being, and we were encouraged in a way to eat it, but only in moderation, never in excess. That was, in contrary, considered as harmful. We were told if we eat too much fruit, we would have a diarrhea and we will have a stomach ache and which never happened, you know. And that was another thing. As kid in the summertime, I will do videos soon about my summertime in my village and related to the fruit. But you know, it was just like the fruit was there. Of course, I climbed the tree and eat as much I can. I never got a stomach ache. I was never sick. I never have diarrhea from it. So I could not, I didn't take seriously. First, I kind of believe it, but I couldn't help myself because, when you climb cherry tree full of cherries, how you going to restrain yourself if you love the fruit so much? You can say I was addicted to fruit. It was for me, I would do anything to get it. And it was one of my biggest needs as far food goes. So when I start eating just the fruit, nothing else, I could not believe the changes, very obvious changes within a week or two. I thought I'm so well, I have no problems, hardly any. But I learned very soon it's the only fruit choice to let go into my bloodstream. I learned that I have a more energy, more positive mind. I was so looking every night. I still have that. Every night I'm excited about next day. I'm looking forward to what brings me the next day. And I also noticed one of the first thing, my skin, it felt so differently. I felt actually it's clean. I felt the moisture in it. I could see it looked better. Even I was getting compliments for my skin, for even when I ate everything, throughout my early um, teenagehood till forever. But I was often getting uh, compliments as far my skin goes, even before I ate only fruit, and when I became eating only fruit, the compliments were even more, they will arrive more often. And I was always surprised because I didn't see anything extra on my skin. To me, it was just usual skin, but anyway, so that was also one of the big changes which arrived very fast. And it was for me all exciting because I noticed with the fruit, if I eat only fruit, I feel so good as I never ever felt before in my life. It was for me just totally amazing to discover that the fruit is the food I, um, how I would say, which benefits me most. I feel at my best, even my persona, as I mentioned before, just to feel so happy, more positive, more excited about what's coming next in my life, what's going to surprise me today, what's going to be in a fruit shop today if we're going to fruit shop, and so on and so forth, because also I refuse, I was refusing on my life, all my life, as much I can, doing things I don't like to do. If I was pushed into them by some controlling authorities, like parents, doctors, or whatever, I would, I would rebel because it wasn't out of spite or anything. It was because I needed to address my needs, my needs. And I'm happy I did because it serves me till today right. So I heard so many opposition since I started eating fruit against this kind of way of eating, you know. But I didn't listen to it because those people who was opposing me, they didn't have even a clue how I feel. You know, they might be thought I'm happy because I escaped communism, I'm now free, or what have you. Um, they would never fully embrace the idea that it is the way I'm eating which gives me that energy and that well-being. So be it, so be it. And it always amazed me how, well, always in the beginning, it amazed me how people react to when I said I eat only fruit, and in the different social occasions, when it arrived, you know, that situation, there was food involved. And that taught me also many things about us human beings, how we can be like, if you don't agree with something, it's too far-fetched for our mind. We just try to ignore it. Like for me, or it's not interest of the person. Not every person is interested in what you eat and how it's affect you or what have you. So, but I'm the same. I'm not different. You know, some people saying it came out really strong in last few years. For example, the earth is flat. I couldn't care less. For me, it's not important. If it's a triangle or oval or whatever it is, it's here, and that's all I need to know. I'm not on that in this topic or whatever you will call it, interested. It's not of my interest. So I understand it's not interest of lot of people to react in a way of interest when I mention I eat fruit. It's not like I understand that, but true also is to most people they would they would um, just ignore it, and that's good. That's a better than calling me some names because I eat weird way, or maybe it could be even classified today as eating disorder, which is very interesting because eating disorder, if you want to eat this only, that's true. That's true. It's it's full of goodness. It's so easy to digest. So I thought within 2 weeks on a fruit, I said to myself, I think I discovered something. I think I believe that humans should eat fruit. I believe the humans are fruitarians. That's what I believe after I ate fruit only for 2 weeks. Now we have here few people, fair few people staying with us, like my parents, then only my mom, then Mango's parents, and some of my other family members, and the rule of the house is if you here, you have to eat only fruit, and they ate only fruit. They have no problem with it. They didn't show any detox. They were thriving on it. Yet they would never, like me, come to the conclusion or admit if they thought of it that it's the best they ever be, that it's really good for them. They feel so much better. Who have a overweight, they were all losing weight and they were happy about it. So yet they would um, assert, somebody may say they needs, I would say they addictions, and they would protect and assert the addictions. And as soon as they left our place, they will go for it, whatever they ate before they come here, because they didn't understand why they done that. Even they thrived here only on the fruit. I think they don't themselves didn't understand when they come back home. They went back to their traditional way of eating, and uh, I'm sure they wasn't aware it was because the addiction. Here we lived in a country, they isolated, they just can't walk in a shop. And even when we go for shopping, you know, because we buy everything, that was with my parents, that they very rarely will spend a penny on something extra. Mango's parents were more advanced in that way. May I call them less stingy? Or not stingy, but you know, not saving their money so much as far food goes. But when we go to markets or supermarket, and what they were buying was just something sweet, you know. The markets, it was homemade, supermarket mass produced. but that's all they were doing, maybe once in a week, and it never was big amount. So anyway, so that was curious. So very curious for me to learn that how easy it was for people to just eat from one day to another, uh, from eating everything to just fruit. Even people, older people, my mom, she even come here when she was 80, and she came back obese, and she was losing her weight on the fruit again. And it looked to me, what I observed, what I learned from that was that no age made a difference, or what people eat traditionally all the time would affect the transition from cooked everything to raw fruitarian, eating only fruit. So no problem. It was given to them, mango prepared all the meals, the juices, the salads, what have you. And if they, and there was fruit everywhere on the house, so they want to just pick the piece of fruit and eat it, they could, but not many people did. My mom, she used to like for breakfast to pick the avocado, mango. She loved mangoes. So each time she woke up, when she was ready with her elimination and stuff, she will go for walk, long walk, and when she came back, she will always have, because the mangoes were just in a season when she arrived here, she would have a mango, one mango, and she was full. She was full, and she would just go and work in a garden. She would be full of beans till her lunchtime, whenever that was, around 1. She would have a juice, some other fruit, whatever mango smoothie, whatever mango prepared. She just went in the fridge, pick it. He will prepare it fresh for each day. He would do it every morning. Thank you, Mango, taking such good care of our guests, all of them. We bought everything. The, the people here, they have it like in some good luxury hotel. They didn't need to worry about those things. They just open fridge, there it is, or grab something from what was here display, on a display, all the fruit we had at that time. So for me, I learned so many things, so many interesting things, not only about myself, how actually the fruit diet, when I started, how I was improving on it, how I was getting better and better. And it, it 2 years on a fruit took me to nature fast. I already made a video about it, and in the past, it's here on the channel. And yeah, things like that were happening to me. I didn't know of the fast. I I didn't know people fast to get healthier or clean their toxins from the body. I have no knowledge about any diets or anything like that because there was not even literature, and because I was very stubborn as far food goes, and I would just eat what I like. And thanks to the Australia, and abundance of fruit, especially in the cities. I learned that uh, just from my own experiences, that food really matter. What we eat, what we let to get in our bloodstream really matters. It's not, it's a serious thing actually. And with the time I learned the sicknesses, they come from too many toxins in the body. And too many toxins from the body can come from food, mainly from food, because that's the most what we put in our body, then what we drink, and the air we breathe, and also what we wash in, and also what environment we live in. Do we have too much plastic? Do we wrap in our sandwiches in a plastic? Do we put in our smoothies? Some people, they make fresh fruit smoothies and then they put it in a plastic container, plastic bottle, and that's toxic. They they take something which is reasonably healthy, saying reasonably because chemicals are all around us, but you know, it's it's not really good for you to put, especially when it don't have a skin anymore. When you blend the fruit, peel the fruit, blend the fruit. Yeah, for example, I don't like grapefruit blend with banana. Actually, grapefruit so far I like just on its own. But if you blend the fruit, it's not as fresh anymore. And it's decaying much faster than like this. Okay. Also, it's like open. It's Now it's protected. The banana is protected with the skin. But once I peel it and blend it, it's like open. And what I try to say is, I said it's decay faster. It doesn't last so long as the whole fruit anymore. That's why it's need to be put in a fridge. I never put banana in a fridge, but when I blend it with some other fruit, I have to put it in a fridge. If I leave it outside, it will start fermenting already within few hours. If there is a reasonably temperature, room temperature, or a reasonably warm place, because that also affect the fermentation or process of decay, depends what it is. And that's why we have a fridge to slow those things, those processes down. So if you put it in a plastic bottle, you have it there in a fridge, some people make it even for a few days ahead, it creates a toxins. That fruit reacting to that plastic. So there is chemical reaction. Everything we see, we touch, we use is made of chemicals. Everything we see around us contains certain chemicals. The chemicals are active, they are alive, they doing things. They act and they react. So if I put, everybody knows that from the chemistry class, you put two different chemicals together and you see the reaction. There can be different reactions, depends how much amount and what you put together and all that. And this time is doing the blended fruit in a plastic container. The longer it's in there, the more toxic it is. The chemicals from the container plus fruit have a like cleansing um, properties. So, if you want to clean um, your skin, you can put lemon on it and then wash it off, and it's really clean. Or even dishes. Try put lemon water in your dishwash water instead of the liquid, the chemicals you people buy in a plastic bottle, those detergents. So imagine that blended fruit in that plastic container, what it's making. It's try to clean the toxins from that the plastic, you know. Just picture it. So anyway, I learned a lot of things. But main thing I learned, it's because I feel best after 40 years, it still work for me. I have no reason to leave it behind. In contrary, I hold it as the treasure because I so enjoy the energy I have when I eat only raw fresh fruit. Now, when I have a cook sometimes, it's getting rare and less amount of cooked food. But when I do it, I feel such a difference right away. Soon as I stop eating that meal, I start sneezing and I feel the energy is different. It's coming down. It's not so beautiful and positive. And my skin shows very quickly aging, and uh, I feel filthy. Even I have a shower, I feel like I didn't have a shower. In a way, I don't feel as good as if I eat only fruit. And when I cook, I only boil stuff and I never put salt or fat. I tried put the fat and that wasn't good. So after 40 years on fruit, it's going to be 41 within maybe 6 months now. So it's like 40 years and a half. I forgot. I have so many things I have to do and, grieving Mango and all that. His loss. It's still difficult for me to adjust to. I still miss him a lot, but I have to keep on going. So, and the fruit. So when I eat cooked food, I get more easier down, you know. But on a fruit, I can much easier to keep the energy alive. I like to feel light, just a lightness. I'm disabled. When I walk, it's not effort because I feel so light, like almost floating. It doesn't look like when I walk because I walk in an awkward way. But actually, few people in the past mentioned looks when you walk, it's really effortless for you. And I say, yes, it is. I could not before. All I have to watch is my balance because I can't move my feet like this. So you can imagine my muscles are weak. So to keep the balance, that's the difficult one. That's why I need that walking stick. Anyway, what's the time? I hope I can say more, but actually 1 hour goes so fast. I can't even believe it how 1 hour disappears. It's like whoosh. I have here one lady today from the office organizing some stuff so I can go forward and be more independent. She was here 3 hours. This is in Czech language, 3 hours. And I would say, if you ask me, I would say 1 hour max. So time is very strange. Anyway, 40 years on a fruit proved me that it's a still till today for me the best I can eat. I didn't discover any better way as far food goes. Now, when I have to eat cooked food, I ate much more of it 4 years ago, for example, than today, much more and more often. I learned how my body just doesn't like it. No, and it's tasteless. If you don't put fat and salt, that's why I have to buy a few herbs and spices. Sometimes was okay, but sometimes I need something to put some flavor in it. It was like eating cardboard paper or something. Not that like I ever ate it, I know how it tastes, but I can imagine. Maybe the cardboard paper is more tasty than just boiled potato, you know. Maybe I should try to chew it one day. Anyhow, I'm really glad. I feel so blessed. I discovered this. And if something works for me, if I'm happy with it, I never let it go. Unless it leaves me on its own. Like, suddenly I have to move somewhere there is no food. Oh, but while I have a choice in my life, I will always choose the fruit to eat if my body let me. Those toxins, they didn't even let me to have a fruit. I felt sick after I had a fruit. The thought of fruit made me sick. And that's another thing I learned. The people who are highly toxic are not attracted to fruit at all. Banana in pajamas. So be it. We all have a choice. We all have a free mind to think. Wherever we put our energy, that's what we getting, what we sow, we harvest. And I sow love and I harvest lots of love. It's beautiful. Or jealousy. But that's not my concern. My concern is to make my day worthwhile. So when I go to bed at night, I say, today I have another beautiful day. And I appreciate it now more than ever because after Mango died, it made me realize I don't know when it's my day to go. I can go any day, anytime. Not that I feel ill, but I can have an accident. Anything can happen. I I just enjoy my existence more. And also I'm more aware that when I on that dead bed, I can say I don't regret nothing. I live my life according to me, to my needs, and I made the right choices. Not all of them, but as far as food goes, for me, best choice. I'm still very thrilled over it that such a simple and beautiful way of eating, it's, I'm really, really happy about that. One of the best gifts to my life. And time goes, and it's time to go for me too. Because today I was busy, I didn't have a time to eat much. Today I have just one glass of orange juice and one glass of orange juice with 2 bananas blended in it, bit bigger than this one. The girls wearing, in Russia, this is very popular, this wearing something like that on your head. Do, 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 do. Такое. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Banana hat. Banana necklace. Ooh, ooh. Banana. Ooh. Sad face. Banana. Ooh. Happy face. Big smile today. Yeah. I'm having fun. I feel like a little kid. I don't feel the age at all. Love yourself. Love others. Give love. Receive love. Think of the love. What is love? Give it thought to love. It's a beautiful energy. It's the best energy I know of. If you know better energy, let me know in the comments. I would really like to know. I would really like to learn. And I mean it. If there is something better, more fulfilling, more beautiful than love, let me know. I would love to know. Well, time flies. I would like to fly too. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. So today's storm was okay. It's just few of raindrops And we got the sunshine back. Hello, sunshine. That makes me happy too. When it's sunshine, my battery is fully charged. Okay, take care. All the best. And I hope to see you here next Friday or whenever you have a time. But those videos, they come out every Friday. The time depends on where you are on the planet Earth. While we have it, enjoy it and make the best of it. So when you on the end of your life, you don't have regrets because we are going to face the departure sooner or later. And yeah, it's a good topic too to talk about the last days of our lives when we come to it. And I remember when my mom, when she was 40, I was about 20, and she used to say, um, how quickly that happened for her to get from my age to 40. Because I said something and she said, don't you worry, before you know it, you would be 40 as well. And you know what? Before I knew it, I'm almost 70 years old. Young. I'm not old. I don't feel old. I'm not old. I enjoy life more than ever because I learn a lot of things. I'm more confident. I'm more happy. I have clear path. I'm not confused where I'm going, what I'm doing, what I should eat or not, where should I go or not, and so on and so forth. And as I said, all the best, you know, contemplate over the things. It's very interesting. You may be surprised what you may come up with. Don't let the computer forever control you. I sometimes have to battle it, and often often I win, and often enough I lose. Too much time reading or watching stuff which I'm not really much interested. Yeah. Anyway, I better go because I'm starting just very blah blah. Leaving. Have fun. Enjoy your life. Enjoy. Find the joy if you don't have it much. Look for it. It's out there. Here, inside you. Look inside. Find it. Discover. Do your own personal discovery about yourself if you don't know who you are or what really you may enjoy to do. Sometimes we're not sure, we have to try to see if that's us or not, if that give us some fulfillment or not. Well, my dear friends, I hope to see you here again. I hope the life treat you well. I sending you lot of love and one big hug. Till next time, take care. Take care. It's very rewarding